Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः So today happens to be Shankara Jayanti Sakshat on the day of our class. So it's a blessing for us. So day of remembrance, we want to specifically recall Adi Shankaracharya in a way that is appropriate to us. And last year around this time we saw some history of Adi Shankaracharya, and then we also saw examples of some of the works he had done. He is known for his Bhaashyam of what is called Prasthana Trayam. Some of you may recall that. Prasthana Trayam means the three main texts of Vedanta. What are the three main texts? One is Upanishad. First is Upanishad. Upanishad is not one text. There's many texts. They're all small portions of Vedas which talk about this Jiveshwara Aikyam. So that is the main category of text called Upanishad. The second text is called Brahma Sutram. We have not studied Upanishad yet, and Brahma Sutram again we will get a chance to study. Brahma Sutram written by Vedavyasa, an independent work of Vedavyasa, which is therefore called Smritihi. First Upanishad is called Shruti. Brahma Sutram is called Smriti. It's an analytical text which analyzes what exactly the Vedas says, what exactly the Upanishad says. Beautiful analysis will be there. And then the third of the Prasthana Trayam is Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita has come to be considered equal to the Vedas itself. So Panchamo Veda, fifth Veda. If somebody asks a question, what is the fifth Veda? We have to say, no, there is no fifth Veda, really speaking. But the Bhagavad Gita is considered as the fifth Veda. All this we saw last time. So today, this time, what I thought we will do is we will actually spend the time studying Shankara's Bhaashyam of this verse we've been doing. We are about to start this Shloka number, I think it's 24, okay, of the fourth chapter. So suddenly it struck me, why not just study Shankara Bhaashyam? So some of you are studying it already. Rukmani ji is studying. How many of you are studying Shankara Bhaashyam? Yeah, Satish ji and Sudha ji, and yeah, I see. Okay, so Bhagyashri ji also is studying Shankara Bhaashyam. Good. So those of you who are studying Bhagavad Gita, and the teachers would have studied Shankara Bhaashyam, guaranteed. And that's because it's necessary. It's not possible to study Bhagavad Gita or Upanishads for that matter without Shankara Bhaashyam. Like this, which Swamiji says, somebody came to him. Swamiji, please teach me Bhagavad Gita. Please teach me Bhagavad Gita means, okay, no problem. Class is going on. You can join the long-term course, 2 years, 3 years. No, I have only 10 days time. You teach me just the 10 significant verses of Bhagavad Gita. And then I have to go back to the US and I'm on a circuit, the speaking circuit. And so for that, I want to learn Bhagavad Gita. Now, what should Swamiji say? This is the question. And so this kind of studying Gita and teaching, if you find somebody doing that, you won't lose anything by staying away from that person. And so for us, Shankara just shines in front of us as a very important link in our tradition. So Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyam. All this we know. All of you know by now. So let's do this. Normally we chant a few verses. So let's do that. Okay, good. Anybody would like to chant? Hasn't chanted in a long time? Yeah, Sunita Chirendra. Okay, let's chant from verse number 22. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Yadrichālābhasantuṣṭah. Okay, you are muted now. Yadrichālābhasantuṣṭah.
Yadrucchālābhasantuṣṭah.
Dvandvātīto vimatsarah.
Dvandvātīto vimatsarah.
Samasiddhāvasiddhau ca.
Samasiddhāvasiddhau ca.
So samasiddhāvasiddhau ca.
Samasiddhāvasiddhau ca.
Kritvāpi na nibadhyate.
Krutvapi na nibadhyate.
Gata sangasya muktasya.
Gata sangasya muktasya.
Jnānavasthita cetasah.
Jnānavasthita cetasah.
Yajñāyācharatah karma.
Yajñāyācharatah karma.
Samagram praviliyate.
Samagram praviliyate.
Brahmarpanam brahmahavihi.
Brahmarpanam brahmahavihi.
Brahmagnau brahmanahutam.
ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतम्
ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यम्
ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यम्
ब्रह्म कर्म समाधिना.
ब्रह्म कर्म समाधिना.
This is the shloka we need to take up once again. Brahmarpanam Brahma Havihi
ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्म हविः
Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam
ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतम्
Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam
ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यम्
Brahma Karma Samadhina.
ब्रह्म कर्म समाधिना.
Yeah. So we have come to a significant verse of this chapter, and Sri Krishna is concluding the topic he started in shloka number 18, Karmanya Karmaya Pashet, where we spent a lot of time. So from 18 to here, verse 24, the idea presented by Krishna is that Atma is Akarta. The self is not a doer. Okay, look at this. And we don't say Shankaracharya is the greatest philosopher. I don't say that. Pujya Swamiji never says that. Why? Because if we say that, what will happen is this Bhagavad Gita we are studying, this Upanishad we are studying, the Bhajagovindam we will study, all these things will be considered as philosophy. Okay, philosophy. What's wrong with that? This is all philosophy. Well, you go ask anybody, any philosopher in America or Europe. You ask them, do you chant it every day? Do you keep your philosophy book, whether it is Kant or anybody else? Do you keep the person's book? Huh? Is it related to your salvation that you're studying? Is it related to your salvation? You can't say moksha, That's why salvation. No. Salvation is Bible, not this philosophy. Okay. So that means philosophy is a subject for them. It's optional like any other subject. But for us, this is related to life and death for us. And so we are questioning death, we are questioning life, we are questioning existence, we are questioning the self, we are questioning God, we are questioning Jagat. Therefore, this is, even though some elements of that are there in Western philosophy, for us, our commitment is very different. We are vested in this. Every human being is vested in this, whether they study this or not. Therefore, we don't say Shankara is the greatest philosopher and all that. We don't put him in the category of the Western philosophers. So, just as an aside, so we have to mull over these things, think about these things. And so here, so in the preceding section, what was done? The idea of the self performing no action was already unfolded. Okay, and but actions are happening. And what about actions? Well, actions are happening through the body, through the mind, and using the senses. All actions are happening. Everything is involved in every small activity, every small action. But the self, who is the Sakshi, who is Sachidananda Swarupaha, whose nature is existence, whose nature is knowledge, and whose nature is Ananda, that self, which I am, is not a Karta. That is being unfolded. Okay. And if I take myself to be the body, then I become an actor. And once I become an actor, then I have the whole samsara following me. Action and result, accruing result, and punyam and papam. And then samsara chakram is going to be there. All this we've seen before. And so in shloka number 4:20, the first type of jnani was described. And that person is the grahastha jnani. Asanyasi jnani, a wise person who could be a grihastha, means could be a married person and who's not a sannyasi. We saw that. What is the shloka? Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya tripto nirashrayah. We saw that. Karmani abhipravrittopi, even though fully engaged in activity, every minute of the waking hour of the day, naiva kinchit karoti saha. That person does not do anything because the person knows karmani akarma yaha pashyet. Aham pashyami. Karmani akarma aham pashyami. So I see that actionless atma in every action. We saw that. And then the second type of wise person, jnani, was talked about in verse number 21. Nirashir yata chittatma tekta sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvan apnoti kilvisha. We saw that also. And that person who is a sannyasi, jnani, need not do anything, is free of duties anyway. And so, for the maintenance of the body alone, activities are done. That also we saw. And then 22, also a sannyasi jnani. Okay, yadricha labha santushtaha. And then 23 refers to a grihastha sannyasi. I mean, grihastha jnani, excuse me. The wise person who is not a sannyasi, that is 23. Yajnaya acharatah karma samagram praviliyate. Samagram praviliyate. That person who leads his or her life as an offering to Ishvara, every action yajnaya, that person samagram praviliyate, samagram karma praviliyate. And for that person, all actions and all results are resolved. Praviliyate, resolved. Okay. Now 24, Brahma Arpanam, we are about to enter. Okay. So now it's a good time to open the Bhaashyam. Generally, Shankaracharya, Bhagavan Bhashyakara, will give an introduction. Will connect the previous shloka to the next shloka. Okay. And we are going to read that. Okay. So Bhaashyam, Shankara's works are called what? Bhaashyam. I mean, he has also written independent works like Dakshinamurti Stotram, Upadesha Sahasri, etc., which are independent works. But a commentary of Upanishad or Bhagavad Gita or Brahma Sutram is called Bhaashyam. Now, the sentence we are about to read is called Sambandha Bhaashyam. Sambandha Bhaashyam. Why Sambandha Bhaashyam? It is a commentary which gives me the connection between one shloka and the next. Connection, if somebody is telling a story to you, and then there must be some connection in all the things you're saying. And then Rama left this one, Ayodhya, and then you have to come to the next place. You can't say Rama left Ayodhya and then Dasharatha did the Putra Kameshti Yagam. Like that you can't say, because suddenly you went back to Rama's birth. You can't say that. So like that connection must be there. And since we may not fully appreciate the connection, this Sambandha Bhaashyam becomes very important for us. Okay. So let's chant this Sambandha Bhaashyam. Okay. Who would like to be next? Yeah, Mahesh. Okay. Yeah. So all of you must have the Bhaashyam with you. I'm assuming you do. Kasmat punaha. Okay. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Kasmat punaha.
Kasmat punaha.
Karanat. Kriyamanam karma.
Kriyamanam karma.
Swakaryarambham. Akurvate.
Akurvate.
Samagram praviliyate.
Samagram praviliyate.
Iti uchyate.
Iti uchyate.
Yataha.
Yataha.
Okay. I hope all of you are with me here. Yes. Okay. Right? Narasimha Prasad? Yeah. Sharada Narayanan? Yeah, you have everything. Right. So this will be interesting only if you have everything. You can't say I'm going to sit and listen. That may not work that well. That's all. You can sit and listen also. Nothing wrong. But we are studying Shankara Bhaashyam. So we must have the Bhaashyam in front of us. So now he's asking a question. Previously, what was said? Previous shloka number 23. Yajnaya acharatah karma samagram praviliyate. For that wise person, all actions and results are resolved. Resolved means doesn't exist, as though doesn't exist. Exists, but as though doesn't exist. That is the meaning. So here he says, Kasmat punaha. Kasmat. How? Why? Why? Punaha karanat. For due to what reason? Due to what reason? Samagram praviliyate. Look at the last two words. Samagram praviliyate iti uchyate. So samagram karma. You should add karma there. Karma was there before also. In between it is there. Samagram praviliyate. How do you say that all karma for this wise person has been resolved? Gets resolved. Iti uchyate. That is said. And yataha means because. That is said. Krishna is going to say that. That is what Shankara is saying here. Okay. Now let's look at that. Kasmat punaha karanat. So due to what reason? How do you say that? How? Why? Why all karma is resolved? Okay. Kriyamanam karma. What is resolved? Kriyamanam karma. Okay. So kriyamanam, the word we have seen before. And you can't say what is kriyamanam karma. And kriyamanam means whatever karma is being done in this life. Okay, whatever karma is being done. And so our traditional people will look upon this kriyamanam karma as vihitam karma, Vaidika karma. Because this is addressing a Vaidika, an Astika, a person of Vedic origin whose lifestyle is governed by the Vedas. And so Kriyamanam karma means all your puja, prarthana, all your yagas, homadi, anushtanam, agnihotradi, everything covered. And laukika karma also, all the eating and sleeping and playing with children, everything covered. Kriyamanam karma. Okay? Kriyamanam karma. Okay. You keep that. Then what? Swakaryarambham. Okay. Swakaryarambham. Bit tricky. Swakaryarambham. Swakarya means the karma phalam. The phalam of all the activities we are doing. Swakaryarambham. So agami punyam and papam. The punyam and papam that I am gaining every day. Every day of my life. That is called Swakaryarambham. Okay, look at these technical words. Swakaryarambham akurvat, not producing, akurvat with not producing. Not producing what? This agami punya papam from all my activities in my life. Okay, so of whose life? Jnaninaha, we must put in brackets. Jnaninaha means of the wise person. That is the topic anyway. And so in the previous shloka, what was said? So muktasya, gata sangasya, muktasya, muktaha means jnani only. So you can say muktasya also, you can say here. So muktasya karma swakaryarambham akurvat. Samagram praviliyate iti uchyate. So how do you translate this sentence? Kasmat punaha karanat. Due to what reason? Why? In other words, why? Okay, why is good enough. WHY. Why? you know, in America, the way they produce this word, very interesting. They say something like why. Am I correct? Why? It's like HWY. And it's, I used to wonder. And when I say why, they don't understand. When I say why, then they understand. And so that's that. Anyway, why? Why? Why does samagram karma praviliyate? Why does all karma resolve for a wise person? You must put in brackets a wise person, correct? For a wise person without producing any punya papam, correct? Swakaryarambam karma akurvat. Why does, why and how does all karma resolve for a wise person without producing any result? That is the question. Shankara is saying that Krishna is going to say, iti uchyate. That is being said next. Yataha. That is because. Yataha means what? That is because dash. That is the next shloka. Okay, I hope all of you are with me. Huh? You have the text with you. Okay, good. Not being in a room, it's to be a little, otherwise a runaway train. Chumma, I keep on saying, I'm excited because Shankara Jayanti also. So double excitement. And then you're all wondering what's going on. We should not, it should not be like that. Okay. Good. I see a lot of head shaking. I'm happy about that. Okay. Next, who would like to, who hasn't chanted in a while? Okay, so we don't need to do that because Brahmarpanam Brahmavihi we have chanted. So we will chant that Brahmarpanam Brahmavihi Brahmagno Brahmanautam Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. I'll give you the gist and then we will chant the Bhaashyam. Okay. Here Bhagavan Sri Krishna is giving the example of a Vedic ritual, fire ritual, and looking at various activities involved in a fire ritual. Okay, imagine that you've invited a Purohit to your home and you're doing this homa and Navagraha homa or Ganapati homa or what have you. And it's an elaborate process. You've got to, these days they abbreviate, everything is reduced time because we all have only 1 hour, within 1 hour everything has to be done. But homa is done, it will take one whole day to do, really speaking. And so you have to imagine that here. Okay, and here what Krishna is saying is all the aspects involved in action, in any action, in this case the action of performing a Vedic ritual, all the aspects, all the karakas, the technical word is karaka, all the aspects are all Brahma, means what? The agent of action, the person who is actually doing the yaga, homa, that person is Brahma. The instruments which he uses to perform the action, perform the homa, that is Brahma. The fire into which are all the everything that is offered into the fire called havis. Okay, whether it is ghee or rice, it is all Brahma. So what about the fire? The fire is also Brahma. Okay. What for is he doing this yaga? That is also Brahma. The entire process, Brahma. And then what does he get out of all this? What he gets is also Brahma. This is what Krishna is going to say. He said in this shloka. That is the gist. So we are going to now study the Bhaashyam and see how Shankaracharya explains this. Okay. Good. Who would like to chant next? Yeah, a lot of hands are raising. So, so Sharada, I saw your hand first. So we will go with Sharada. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Okay. Brahma Arpanam.
Brahma Arpanam.
Everybody can repeat. Yena karanena, yena karanena,
Yena karanena
Brahmavit,
Brahmavit
Avihi,
Havihi
Agnau Arpayati,
Agnau Arpayati
Tat,
Tat
Brahma Eva,
Brahma Eva
Iti Pashyati.
Iti Pashyati.
Yeah, you can mute yourself. So, the first two words here are Brahma and Arpanam in this sentence. Okay. So, in this entire sentence that we read just now, Brahma, Arpanam, and then many words that Shankara has written. So, those first two words, Brahma and Arpanam, are from the Shloka. So, they are called from the Moolam. Moolam. The word, technical word I am introducing to you right now is Moolam. Moolam means the Shloka. Because there is what Krishna has said is one thing, what Shankara is saying is other thing. Therefore, in this sentence, it has both kinds of words. The Brahma and Arpanam is Krishna's words, correct? And so that is called Moolam. Words from the Moolam. Brahma, Arpanam. Then everything else he is saying after that is an explanation of Brahma and Arpanam. Until he comes to the next, Brahma, Havihi, he will come later. And in your printout, those Moola Shabdas must be highlighted, correct? Must be highlighted. Now, this is modern day. Those days, this highlighting and underlining and coloring and this and that did not exist. So it's just one series, Brahma, Arpanam, Yena, Karanena, Brahma. There's no way you can figure out where is the shloka. Krishna, where you have to be alert and then suddenly pick up Brahma, Arpanam, keep on going. Then suddenly Brahma, Havihi will come. Then you must understand, oh, Bhashyakara, Shankara is explaining the next word in the shloka. Like that you have to pick up. For us it is easy. Okay. Brahma Arpanam. Now, this Arpanam, this word, we all have heard Arpan. Arpan karna hai, Arpanam and all we hear. So an offering is called an Arpanam. A dedication is called Arpanam. A dedication, you dedicate something and so an Arpanam mandre, I am doing Arpan. All these, this is the idea. So now, Shankara is giving a different way. Okay. So offering is going on here anyway. This is a Vedic ritual. Therefore, there's a lot of offering going on. But here, let's see what he says. Yena karanena brahmavit havihi agnau arpayat. Okay. Verb is arpayati. Offers. Offers. Okay. Arpayati. Offers. Okay. Who offers? Brahmavit arpayati. Correct? Who offers? Brahmavit arpayati. What is Brahmavit? Brahma veti iti Brahmavit. One who knows Brahma is called Brahmavit. Brahmavit. So, a pot maker would be a Ghatavit. He knows how to make pots. He knows everything about pots and everything about this clay items. He knows. So that person will be a Ghatavit. This person is a Brahmavit. Brahmavit arpayat. The Brahma, the one who knows Brahma, offers. Okay. All right. What does he offer? Havihi. 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 Havihi is a technical word. Havis. So when they do yaga, they will use these words. Havis. Havis means that which is offered into that fire, and it can be ghritam, it can be nehi, it can be ghee. Clarified butter. Typically, clarified butter is there, and the butter that is made, and then it is made means what? I'm now suddenly reminded of what I used to do when my mother used to make me. They make yogurt at home. I don't know how many of you know this, but many of you should know this. And some young people may wonder what I'm talking about. But so when you make this yogurt, this cream is there. Top layer is a cream. So they used to collect this cream and keep it in the refrigerator. And then after 10 days or whatever number of days, when it accumulates enough, mom will put it in a vessel and give it to me. Kada. Kada means now start doing this. And then, so I used to be a bit excited. I used to enjoy these things. And so I used to give a mattu. Mattu is a big stick with a little stirrer at the bottom. And then you keep on doing it. And it won't get over in 1 minute or 2 minutes. It will go on. And after a while, impatience will set in. And so keep on doing. Then I used to use my engineering mind, So then I used to keep it this way. Then I used to keep it this way. Then this way I used to try. Now, whichever way, this thing will become butter very fast. And it won't listen. Nothing will happen. You have to keep on doing. Suddenly, after some time, you can see, the butter and buttermilk and liquid separates from this butter. So that butter has to be kept in the sun. And the sun has to convert the butter into ghee. That is called ghritam. It's called ghritam. Original way of making this ghee. Okay, clarified butter. So the havihi means what? That which is offered into a fire. It can be this clarified butter, ghee. It can be lotus seeds. It can be rice puffs. It can be samit. It can be pieces of wood, branches from this tree. It can be any of these things. That is called havis. Whatever is offered. Okay, is called havis. Offered where? And Shankara makes it clear. Agnav, offered into the fire. He is not leaving any for our imagination. Offered into the fire, because this is a Vedic ritual anyway. Fire ritual, yaga. So Brahma with havihi agnav arpayati. The wise person offers the avis into the fire. Then yena karanena, that by which yena karanena, that by which the wise person offers the havis into the fire, Vedic fire, is called arpanam. Okay, it's called arpanam. He's defining arpanam. Okay, all these words are a definition of arpanam. That by which. Now, that by which means what? Well, you've got a ladle in your hand. The person's hand, there's a ladle, correct? So I think if I use the word ladle, I think everybody can understand, right? Yeah, ladle, ladle, correct. Karandi சொல்ல மாட்டேன். இது வந்து this is called a technical word. Yeah, I am forgetting now. Anyway, so that spoon, that long wooden spoon, is called this. Is called arpanam here. That by which means what? That with that ladle, the yajamanaha. Another technical word I am introducing. Yajamanaha means the one who is performing the ritual, the one who wants something out of this ritual. That person is called yajamanaha, and yajamana uses the ladle to offer this havis into the agni. That ladle is called arpanam. Suppose the person chants a few mantras also. Indraya swaha idam namama, Somaya swaha idam namama, Varunaya swaha idam namaha mama, like that he says. Then through the mantras it is offered. So add mantras also to that. The arpanam can refer to ladle, it can refer to the mantras also. Okay, that by which the havis is offered. Okay, comma tad brahma eva, that is Brahma alone. That is Brahma. How that is Brahma? How can ladle be Brahma? Well, now we know how it is Brahma. We know that wave is water, and water is hydrogen and oxygen, and hydrogen and oxygen is nothing but electrons, protons, neutrons, and finally we end up with particles, and particle is nothing but a concept, and which is sustained by consciousness, and therefore the entire, which is Brahma, and therefore the soft, how that wave is Brahma, and how the pot is Brahma. Pot is nothing but clay. This is Brahma, and therefore, like that, this ladle also, which is all wood. Wood is all fiber. Fiber is all cellulose. Cellulose is all molecules. Molecules is all atoms. Atoms is all particles, and particles is all strings and quarks, and which is all consciousness. Brahma. So that's why he says Tad Brahma Eva. That indeed is Brahma. That means what is that? Tad means what? What will you say that? That refers to what? That arpanam. Correct? That karanam. We can, within brackets, we can put all that. Correct? That karanam. That arpanam Brahma Eva. Arpanam, better to put arpanam because we are talking about arpanam. Brahma arpanam. Okay? That arpanam Brahma Eva. That indeed is Brahma. Iti pashyati. In this manner, the wise person sees. Means the wise person knows, understands. Iti pashyati. Thus the wise person knows in this manner. Okay. Everybody is with me so far, correct? Okay. We are studying Bhagavad Gita. We are studying the 24th Shloka of the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Okay. We are still there only. Good. Okay. So that is Brahma. That is Brahma means now everything is Brahma and I am Akarta. And so I am a spectator of this entire world. Activities are going on and a lot of activities going on even during this pandemic time, and just too much is going on, and every day we are watching the news to see what's happening and how to take care of people. All that is going on. So this whole life is going on. For the wise person, this is like a movie. This is what they say. This is like a movie. My God, so many serious things are going on in this life, and it's a movie for you? Yeah, it's a movie. Just like you watch a movie and you know that what's going on is not absolutely real. I won't say it's not real. In the movie, of course, it's not real. But when it comes to this life, this world, this cosmos we're talking about, you can't say it is not real. It is not absolutely real. There is a reality about it. It's called Vyavaharika Satyam. We saw all this before. We need to bring everything here. Vyavaharika Satyam is there, but it's not Paramarthika Satyam, not absolutely real. Why it's not absolutely real? Because Tad Brahma Eva, the Brahma is absolute reality. Tat, the ladle is Mithya. Ladle depends on Brahma for its existence. Brahma does not depend on the ladle for its existence. All this we have to bring here. Okay. So therefore, if therefore this life becomes a movie. For life, so life is an entertainment. Life is an entertainment means it must be a movie. Only then it can be entertainment. Otherwise, we can't say I've been entertaining myself for the last 50 years, 60 years. Nobody says that. No, nobody says that. And you ask them, and then all kinds of problems come. So life is an entertainment means it must be a movie. It must be a movie means what? For it to be movie, then I have to not take myself to be this body. Only then I can see everything as a movie. Otherwise, it's a package deal, like a thali, it all comes together. And so I cannot take myself to be the body or the ankara. Okay. And so karta is I am not karta. And then, of course, that means then I am not karta. I must understand that. Then I am sakshi, and then I am Satchidananda Atma. Then only I can say the whole life is Krishna's Leela. Can't simply say Leela and walk away. But if I really mean what I say, then I must understand all that. Okay, good. Right. So now let's go to the next sentence. Who would like to read that? Yeah. So Mohini. Whoever raised their hand higher and higher, I think that. Now I can't spot Mohini. Okay, there she is. Okay, there you are. Right. Okay, go ahead and unmute yourself. So let me do this. I am going to set it so that you can unmute yourself. All right, now you should be able to. All
I
right.
got it.
Tasya
Tasya
Atma Vyatirekena
Atma Vyatirekena
Abhavam Pashyati
Abhavam Pashyati
Yatha
Yatha
Shuktikayam
Shuktikayam
Rajata Bhavam
Rajata Bhavam
Pashyati
Pashyati
Tat
Tat
Uchyate
Uchyate
Brahma Eva Arpanam Iti
Brahma Eva Arpanamiti
Yatha
Yatha
Yat Rajatam
Yat Rajatam
Tat Shuktika Eva Iti.
Tat Shuktika Eva Iti.
Let's finish that. Brahma Arpanam
Brahma Arpanam
Iti Asamaste Pade
Iti Asamaste Pade
Yat
Yat
Arpana Buddhya Grihyate
Arpana Buddhya Gruhyate
Loke
Loke
Tad Asya Brahma Vidaha
Tat Asya Brahma Vidaha
Brahma Eva Ityarthaha.
Brahma Eva Ityarthaha.
Yeah. So with that, he completes the explanation of Brahma Arpanam. So he has a few more things to say, obviously. So tad uchyate Brahma eva arpanam iti. So that is said Brahma eva arpanam iti. That ladle is Brahma. This is how it is explained. That is how it is said. That is how it is to be understood. Krishna's word should be understood in this manner. That's what he's saying here. Yatha yad rajatam tat shuktika eva iti. I've gone to the next sentence. Okay. Yatha. Yatha means what? Just as, just like, just like. So he's going to give an example. What kind of example? What is example it is? Example is like this. When you walk on a beach, there are shells. There are natural shells that are washed from the water onto the beach. And then if you walk in the night time and when there is no light, when there is moonlight, or there can be other light also, then what happens? The shell, depending on the position, it reflects the light, and then when you look at it, you don't see the shell, you see it is silver. It's a bright reflection, and that it appears like silver. Silver. This is the example we have to keep in mind. Daytime also it might happen, but nighttime it's even more, because that reflection, it's a small reflection, right? And it's bright white, and so it appears exactly like silver. So that's what he's saying here. Yat rajatam. Rajatam means silver. That rajatam, that silver that you see on the beach, that silver is shuktika eva. That is not rajatam, that is not silver. That silver is shell. That silver is nothing but shell. Okay? That silver is nothing but shell. That silver is shell when somebody says. See, two objects are there. Silver is there and shell is there. Two objects, they're two different things. Silver is silver, silver coin. Let's say silver coin is a better way to say it. Silver coin is shell. How can silver coin be shell? Suppose I say, this is book. Book, and this is a ball. Book is ball. Suppose I say. You can't accept that statement. How book can be ball? And they are two different objects. They have two different purposes. And there is no connection between these two. This ball can be used to keep pressing like this. And here there are no children. Don't think I am throwing the ball here and there. No, This carpal tunnel I have to avoid. That is why I keep this ball next to me. Okay. So this is ball. This exercise ball you can call it. And this is book which is a different purpose altogether. So we can't say a book is ball and no two different objects, two different words which refer to two different objects cannot be identical. Cannot be identical. But here what Shankara is saying, yat rajatam tat shuktika eva. That which is silver coin is shell, he says. Okay. Now, we can talk a lot on this. We've got 7 minutes more. Okay. So this is called Bhadayam Samanadhikaranyam. It means what? It means what you think is silver is really not silver. That's all it means, right? And like rope snake, yat sarpaha tat rajjuhu. What you say is snake is really not a snake, it is a rope. There is no snake at all. Don't say the rope suddenly became a snake, then it became back to being a rope. No, it's not like that. Rope was always a rope, and you are thinking it is a snake, it's a rock. So, yat rajatam tat shuktika eva iti yatha. Just as in that example, you would say that the silver coin is nothing but the shell, correct? So also this Brahma eva arpanam iti uchyate. So also this arpanam, this ladle is nothing but Brahma. That means what? There is no ladle at all. Just like there is no silver coin. Can you see the implication of the statement? There is no, because there is no silver coin. If you say there is no silver coin, even though you see silver coin, okay, keep that in mind. You see silver coin, but you say it is shell. That is the beauty of this example. And so that arpanam, ladle, without ladle I can't offer anything. That ladle is nothing but Brahma. Okay. Then what? Brahma arpanam iti asamaste pade. That is a technical comment that Shankaracharya is making. There is in Sanskrit there is something called samasa. Samasa. So samasa means what? Partha Saratihi. It's two words, Partha and Saratihi. Parthasya Saratihi. The Sarathi, the charioteer of Partha, Arjuna, is called Partha Saratihi. Partha Sarathi is one word, not two words. Partha Saratihi is one word, correct? One word. Yes? One word. But it has two words in it. Therefore, that one word is called Samasaha, or also called Samasta Padam. The word he is using here. Samasta Padam means a word which is a combination of many words. Like Partha Sarathi. Okay? Like Maharajaha. The combination of words. Like Neelakantaha, etc. etc. Okay? Now, what is he saying here? Brahma Arpanam iti. Don't think Brahma Arpanam is one word composed of Brahma and Arpanam. It is Asamaste Pade. It is not one word. It is individual words, Brahma and Arpanam. Okay. That's a technical thing. We don't have to get too deep into that. Okay. Then what? Yat Arpana Buddhya. I'm moving to the next sentence. Yat Arpana Buddhya Grihyate Loke tad asya brahma vidaha brahma eva ityartaha. Ityartaha. He is going to conclude this explanation of Brahma Arpanam. Ityartaha means, it means what? Finally, he is concluding what is the meaning of that, of this Brahma Arpanam. Just two words, okay? What is he saying? Yad arpana buddhya loke grihyate. Yad arpana buddhya loke grihyate. That which people in general understand by the word arpanam or ladle, that which people understand as ladle. You show this wooden object in front of people, they will say it's all ladle. Ladle, yeah, I know, it's ladle. Yeah, give it to him. He needs that ladle. That's what he's looking for. So ladle, that which people look at and say it's a ladle. Okay. Tad, that object, that ladle, asya brahma vidaha brahma eva. That ladle, for asya brahma vidaha, for this wise person, who knows karmani akarma yaf pashyet, that wise person, gata sangasya muktasya, that for that mukta, asya muktasya gata sangasya brahma vidaha, one who knows Brahma. What is it? Brahma eva is nothing but Brahma. Correct? Yeah. All of you following me so far? Got bored already? So this is Shankara Bhaashyam. This is Shankara Bhaashyam. Okay. And so Tata Brahma etc. It will go on like this. So I mean, we can continue. I can keep talking, but we've got 2-3 minutes left. So this is how Shankara has explained. Next, he is going to go to Tatha Brahma Havihi. That Brahma and Havihi is from the Moolam. Moolam is what? The Shlokam, number 23. Next 2 words are coming. So Brahma Havihi is there. And then he's going to explain Havir Buddhya Grihyamanam Tad Brahma Eva Asya, etc. He's going to talk. Then Tatha Brahma Gnau. Look at that. So slowly you can see how it's moving forward. So this is how we study Bhagavad Gita and our Upanishad. This is what happens. If you ask, how does a typical class in your ashram look like? If you ask me, you already got a sample of that. You already got a sample of that. This is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. And we will have the Bhaashyam in front of us, and Swamiji is sitting there, and we know exactly where to start, where to stop, and we will repeat after Swamiji, and then Swamiji will explain these words. And because we are also studying Sanskrit along in parallel, he may make some comments, from a language perspective, linguistic perspective. He may say Dvitiya Vibhakti Bahuvachanam. He may say Kridanta. He may say Tap Pratyaya. Like this, these words he will use. But otherwise, this is how the class moves. Yeah. So today being Shankara Jayanti, I'm so happy that we could do this. I was wondering what should I say. I said that I shouldn't say the same thing again and again, and that becomes boring also. And by now you people know so much by now. And so I have to say something new. So what new I can say? I can't say Shankara version 2 and all. I can't those things I can't do. So I had this idea, why not do it? And so it's nice in our puja room, if we don't have a picture of Adi Shankaracharya, it's good to have a picture of Shankaracharya and get a small or a big picture as you like and keep it. And because now we are studying him, studying his works, person who lived so many 1,300 years ago. We can't even imagine how long ago that is. And so if we are studying him today, that means we can imagine the potency of these words. We can imagine our own ancestors, our own parents, their parents, and their parents. They studied all this. And that's how we are able to see this. Otherwise, it's impossible. And so, Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Patintam. To our own Swami Dayananda Ji, Swami Omkarananda Ji, Swami Paramathananda Ji, and other acharyas that you have. And Ashwath Ji in Columbus. So, to our own acharyas, our salutations, and for giving us this opportunity to study Shankara Bhaashyam today. Really, I never thought that I would be teaching you Shankara Bhaashyam. I never thought, but somehow it happened. So, and if you're all with me so far, if most of you can say, no, it's not confusing, then I think Bhagavan has done us a great favor blessing today. Om So we will conclude. And so we have not completed the 24th shloka yet. Don't think it's over. 2 words of the 24th shloka are completed. And we have a few more things to say. And we will continue that in the next class onwards. Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyah Prithvi Sasya Shalini Desho Yam Kshobarahitah Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om